Teachers have always tried to help students stay organized. Oftentimes, they would write the day's calendar up on the board, students would copy it into a planner, and then students would know what's coming up and what is due. Now, in the world of one-to-one classroom devices, we can use technology to facilitate this rather than writing on the board. Now, specifically using Schoology, teachers have three main communication strategies to assist students. One is to post updates. Another is to use the Schoology calendar by putting due dates there. And the third is to embed a Google slideshow. Let's take a look at each of these items. The first strategy is utilizing the updates system in Schoology. So over on the left navigation, if I click Updates, I can see that as a teacher, I can put in daily assignments and daily updates of what's happening in class. So here I have posted my learning goal with in-class work and homework, and I could do that on a day-to-day basis by providing the date and the items of information I want to communicate. I can also use it as a reminder. Here there's a vocab test coming up on Friday, and I can point that out to students. This is a good place to put your day-to-day materials. Now, it's important to note that this does not transfer when you copy your course to the next term. You need to start clean with that. The next strategy is to utilize the calendar and the updates over on the right-hand side. Now, you can add manual events by clicking the Add Event and filling out the event form by putting dates, titles, and descriptions. Of course, you can put links and audio on there as well. Now, because students often use the calendar as their own planner, it's important not to clutter this up with too many day-to-day items. It's best if you can keep this for due dates and big events that are coming up. That's kind of like the final timeline items for people. Now, if you want to put your individual assignments over there, remember that you can do that by applying a due date to each individual item. So here, let's say I have a Google assignment that I've created and I want to put a deadline on it. I'll click the Edit button here. If I apply a date, it will show up on the upcoming events. So down here, you can see that this is an old date. If I update this now, this will then appear on the upcoming events calendar within my course. Now here you can see that's appeared. And then this is a shortcut for the student to click on and jump out to that assignment. The third option is to embed a Google slideshow into your course. This is a common practice, and you can see it right here. So the teacher has developed a template. This one has the dates, some learning goals, in class, and assignments. There's also some key callouts. And this teacher put an audio recording of himself actually reading this for students who need that accessibility option. That's a bonus. You don't have to do that, but it's nice. When students come in here and they click the little next button, it actually takes them to previous days. So they have a running total of what's happened in their class. If a student's absent, they can come in here and see what they've missed. And notice the teacher in this case has actually put a note that indicates that's their responsibility. Now this happens to be just a Google slideshow that's embedded, and the teacher would create their template, and then each day, if they make a duplicate of this slide, they can simply change the date, update the content, and that will publish in real time in Schoology when that page is refreshed. So here you can see it is updated in real time. And this is an efficient means for teachers to stay organized and keep their students organized in the class. They can always come back. It's a good recommendation to think about updates and the embedded Google slideshow as places to maybe communicate your detailed day-to-day activities, and then use your calendar over on the side for your due dates and grade deadlines. That way, the calendar does not get cluttered up with the day-to-day, but students have their main deadlines. And then, as you've seen in the other tutorials, students can add other deadlines to the calendar if they choose. And finally, because the details are already in the course, the student may not need to write down all of these things in their planners. They could focus just instead on the key deadlines and due dates, and then come back to the course to reference specific items that have taken place in class. So as a teacher, choose the system that works for you and communicate that clearly to your students. Certainly you can use a combination of these systems, but find the things that help you and your students stay organized and on track for your classroom.